Hi everyone, I'm Nicole Watt, the Pixel Maven at Pixel Maven's Retreat, and I wanted to share with you today one of the many freebies that I provide every year for Stampin' Up! Products. Today I'm sharing with you the 2016-2017 Color Coordinator. Many of you were really excited about Stampin' Up! Providing the Color Coach, which they have since retired. And when they did that, I was really kind of upset about that too, so I decided to take matters into my own hands and I created this thing called a Color Coordinator. It's a half sheet product that you can either purchase from me for $1.75 a piece, pre-printed, and on the back side it has all of the different color families for this year. And then on the front it has a very creative display of all of our colors to help you come up with unique color combinations in your projects. If you don't want to purchase one from me, you can get the one sheet freebie. This is just something, it's a printable, it's actually a picture file that you can print out on a full sheet of paper, and then you just fold it in half. And I've seen some people will actually laminate it and leave it on their workspace, but once you fold it in half, it's basically the same thing. So if you have a good printer and you want to just go ahead and print out the freebies, you're more than welcome to do so. Please do leave my copyright information. It takes me a lot of time to create this for you, and I just want to make sure that I get the proper credit for it. Anyway, enough about all that good stuff, but let me show you how you can use the Color Coordinator. I know I get a lot of questions about that, and I want to make sure that you understand how to use it, what it's intended for, and what it's not intended for. All right, let's go down to the desktop. All right, so Color Coordinator. Like I said, first and foremost, this is a creative type thing. It's not intended to be perfect 100% of the time. I know that Stampin' Up! Put a lot of effort into their color coach as well in providing you with different color choices that work well together. I'd say about 98% of the time you're going to find a great color combination. Sometimes you might want to rethink it though once you pull out your colors and you decide maybe it's not quite right. But I've found really great success with it. One of the companion products that I have, and you can print out the labels for this, is a swatch book with all of our Stampin' Up! Colors. I provide on our freebies page the labels for these, and basically you're just taking a 4 1/4 by 2 3/4 piece of cardstock and putting them into the different family collections, and then you can use these to start matching your colors. So let me show you how I do that. First, let's start off with what I call the cluster. So here's an example of a cluster: Marina Mist, Mint Macaron, and Soft Sky. And that's these three right here. I have a real hard time with Marina Mist, so this is a great color combo for me to try to use that color that I'm uncomfortable with. Okay, here's another cluster for you: Bermuda Bay, Emerald Envy, and Cucumber Crush. I just recently used this in a Pals Paper Arts Challenge, and I loved it. So these three right here. So you can see how this is kind of a cluster, and that was kind of a cluster. Let me show you a little more non-traditional idea. Okay, so we're going to start with Wisteria Wonder, and then we're going to add in Chocolate Chip, which I find has a lot of reds and purples to it, and then our new color, Sweet Sugar Plum. So these three right here. When you're looking at this on the sheet, you might say, wow, that's really an odd color, but you start getting them together and you might find a really great project that would utilize these three colors. I would say you're probably going to shy away from using a lot of these colors because they can be very overwhelming if you used just solid versions of this, but putting in accent colors and maybe the chocolate chip, or using chocolate chip as a base to stamp an outline image and then carefully coloring in with wisteria or sugar plum would probably be really cool. All right, so those are clusters. Next, let's look at a straight across line. Pink Pirouette, Tangerine Tango, and Crushed Curry. All right, you might not have thought of that as a possibility, but I think these would look really great together. The Pink Pirouette's going to just add that little bit of softness to these other two really bright colors. All right, how about a different kind of line, a diagonal? So Soft Suede, Old Olive, and Tip Top Taupe. A nice, actually a classic neutral looking combination. All right, Next one. Oh, so this is really cool. As you can see, there's like, we go from reds to purples and over to the greens and blues, right? So that's kind of how this one was designed this year. What happens if you want to add a blue, but you want to use pink too? Well, I have found that I can kind of wrap around to the other side. So you kind of keep in the same row. So I have Flirty Flamingo and Cajun Craze from this side, which stunning combination. Would you think that Flirty Flamingo had that much orange in it? Well, it does. Okay, and then I'm gonna go all the way around to Island Indigo. And wow, isn't that really great? Okay, next combination, or next idea here, I should say, is what I call the mega pick. So if you're doing something ombre, or maybe you're doing like little individual strips of things or individual squares, and you want to pick a whole bunch of colors, you can go for like a cluster. So in this case, we have Mellow Mambo, Rose Red, Rich Razzleberry, Perfect Plum, and Elegant Eggplant. And I kind of put them in a little bit of a dark to light kind of order. You might want to flip these two around. You might want to just remove Perfect Plum and do 4. You could do 3, any one of these 3. Really this a nice monochromatic ombre type concept. Okay, next is going to utilize a whole row, and this is going to show you the possibilities across the row. So let me move this up out of the way. And I love this. I love this row. I might have to use it a little more. Okay, so we have these 6 colors here. Now you could use all of these, which is a lot, but with the 2 neutrals in here, it's not so bad. Or you could go ahead and pick a few out that you want to use. So Real Red, So Saffron, and Tempting Turquoise. That's kind of a classic kids combo, right? You see this a lot in school type themes. Add in some Sahara Sand to give it a little more warmth instead of white, or Crumb Cake. Either way works. If you're looking for something a little more unexpected than So Saffron, take that out and use Peekaboo Peach. That will freshen it up and give it a little bit of 2016. Or take them all out and use these 3. All right, so that's kind of how you can use a row. Just pull the whole row out and mess around with the different colors and decide if you found a combination that you like for your project. Now the last one is to scale way back and to only pick 2 colors. So start with 1, in this case Dapper Denim, and I'm going to go with its neighbor Wild Wasabi. And here I'm going to go ahead and add some white to it. Doesn't that just, alone it was kind of like, okay maybe, but when you put the white in there with it, and you can really see the crisp possibilities with that one. You could swap that out for Very Vanilla and have something a little more warm. Here's another option for you. Again, I've gone from one end all the way around to the other. So Night of Navy and Blushing Bride. Beautiful combination if you've never used these before. Again, with the white makes it very stark, but I like it with the Very Vanilla. And that makes it nice and warm. So as you can see, there are many, many ways to use my color coordinator. As always, if you have any questions, please feel free to drop me an email or a Facebook note, or even just post out on my Facebook page. I'm out there all the time. And I hope you enjoy this year's edition of the Color Coordinator. I look forward to bringing it to you again next year when we have some new in colors and I can come up with a whole new creative way to share color with you. Until next time, happy crafting.